Hey guys, so we're gonna do a political read tonight. Now, everything. If you notice, I haven't done any in a while, and everything. Trump's not in office, so everything has been called. Biden's doing a good job. I finally got my stimulus check. Okay, they sent it to me on a card. It's like I've had the same bank for God knows how many years, and you're gonna put it on a card for me. I don't care. I got my stimulus check, and did I not predict you guys? Even before Biden got elected and McConnell was blocking everything, did I not tell you that you would get your money? Okay, you could see it right here. You can see the truth. Okay, I don't let you down. My goal is to not let you down. But everything has been really cool. So other than the voting thing, which I'm going to inevitably read on that, guys, okay? But I need to figure out what angle to read that on. Because, but yeah, when it comes to these people, just because the guy got elected that you didn't want to elect, you're going to try to figure out ways, all the Republicans, to make it harder to vote. Terrible. What does this country come to? This is why these people can't be in power, you guys. And this is why we got to get out and vote no matter what. If I got to stand in a long line, and this is what I'm teaching my kids, if you got to stand in a line for 12 hours, just to make it illegal to give people food and water in a line, because they're hoping that the people will get so thirsty or hungry that they'll go home. And let's make them stand in a big long line. And they're purposely doing it to minorities, okay? Because they know what happened in Georgia, okay? And it's like I did a post months ago when the thing happened in Georgia, when it flipped. And I said, everybody needs to understand African Americans saved this country. I stand by my statement on that. African Americans saved this country. Period. If it wasn't for them, we would be in such a bad rut right now, because Biden wouldn't have a lot of power. The fact that Georgia flipped and everything was amazing. It was an act of God, I am willing to say. Okay, so and I had a feeling, because I remember doing a reading on that, who would win Georgia, and I remember getting the Ace of Swords, and my thing that I told you guys was Georgia's going to make the right choice. I remember doing that reading, and sure enough, it all worked out. So, and if you're a Trump supporter, you won't like what I say. Give me a thumbs down. Go move on. Okay, because I'm going to say what I'm going to say. You know what I am. Because nobody should be restricting voting. There was no fraud. Okay, this is all a lie. Okay, and people should be able to mail in ballots. We've got people who are disabled. We've got people who are elderly, that going and standing in line for 12 hours would really hurt them. There's nothing wrong with it, okay? But I don't want to get on all of that, because I want to talk about Matt Gaetz, okay? But I will figure out a way to read what's going on in the country with the voting. I just have to kind of sort out what angle I got to come from, because it's such a big thing and it's happening all over the country. It's scary. It's scary, but if we could get the John Lewis, Voting Act, okay, that'll put an end to everybody's crap. Okay, but let's talk about Matt Gaetz. Okay, let's get to the good stuff, because this is what I'm reading on today. Okay, so basically, I've got an article up here from the New York Times, but basically, there is the reason why he's being accused of sex trafficking is because apparently there's some accusations of him messing with a 17-year-old girl sexually. And really, this is a molestation case, okay? Because if they're underage, that's what it is. This is a child, okay? He's a gross, older man, and that is a child, okay? And so anyway, taking her, though, across state lines and taking her to places or hotels or whatever, that's sex trafficking. And apparently there's more than one involved. Let's look at some of the article so I can educate you guys in case you're not hip on it. So the Justice Department is said to be investigating the congressman's encounters with women. So it's more than one. Recruited for sex, and whether he had sex with a 17-year-old girl. And of course he's going to deny it, guys. But you know how these people, when they get in power, are. So they're investigating, and he was a close ally of Trump. We know all that. And, the thing is too, but let me say this. If my tarot comes up that he's innocent, I will let you know. Okay? You never know. I haven't made up my mind yet. I haven't looked into it yet. Okay? But, so investigators seem to be focusing on at least two key questions, according to people briefed on the work. The first is whether Matt Gaetz, 38 years old, had sex with a 17-year-old, and whether she received anything of material value. Because that's where, is he paying her for this? More importantly, federal authorities are scrutinizing involvement by the congressman and an indicted Florida associate with the women who also received cash payments. So there's more than one. And this is the funny thing is apparently Apple Pay was used. Okay, Apple Pay. Okay, if you were going to do this right, you should have a briefcase full of cash. But you're going to do it on Apple Pay? Smart. Okay, this is not, smart at all. And then Mr. Gaetz, a third-term congressman who represents Florida Panhandle, has denied that he paid. Okay, so we'll accept he denied it, okay? And remember, I haven't made up my mind yet, but, okay. So, anyway, so we've got Joel Greenberg, the former tax collector in Seminole County, Florida, who was indicted last year on a charge of sex trafficking and other counts. He's connected to him. And investigators believe that Mr. Greenberg connected with women online through websites meant to facilitate dates in exchange for gifts, fine dining, travel, and cash allowances. Mr. Greenberg would then introduce the women to Mr. Gaetz, who also had sex with them in Florida hotels, sometimes while taking ecstasy, so there's drugs involved, okay, an illegal mood-altering drug. I'll look for 7 of Cups for that, okay, according to people familiar with the encounters. So, and then the Times got a hold of Apple Pay payments. Okay, so let's just leave it at that. I don't want to read too much further into it. So that's what we're kind of looking at. So, not only are we going to look at, are the allegations true? Is Matt Gaetz, and we'll look for maybe that lust card, or we're going to look at some pages if they were underage and things like that. But also, what's going to happen to him? Let's just get to it. I've had enough talk. Let's get to the action. And I've got this beautiful, and let me scoot you back more. Beautiful big fat Thoth deck. I've got a real big one now. I love this deck so much. Thoth does not care if it hurts your feelings. But yeah, this is a big one, guys. But yeah, pretty much I'll look at Georgia and the voting issue soon. Like I said, I gotta figure out a game plan. How am I gonna do it exactly? But let's focus. Matt Gaetz. Show me if he's guilty. Is he gonna go to court? Is he gonna be indicted? Actually, have to, face a jury of his peers? Or is this just gonna blow over? I don't know. I just, when it comes to, this is the thing. This was the big thing on the people, the Trump supporters, that were all in the QAnon is sex trafficking, of young people. Okay. And, but yet, it's happening on this side. Okay. All right. Focus on Matt Gaetz. Yeah, but sorry I haven't done a political one in a long time, but, I just didn't really, things have been going okay. Other than the voting thing. And 7. Let's see what we get. Show me what's going on. Ah, there you go. 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords is my sneaky guy, my betrayer. It's futility in this deck, but if anybody of my tarot readers knows 7 of Swords, that is the sneaky guy, that is the betrayer. He tries to cover his tracks. But normally the 7 of Swords guy leaves evidence behind, and he can get caught because of that evidence. Well, we got stuff on Apple Pay, right? We got stuff going on. So for that to be my very first card doesn't look good for Matt. Okay? Not at all. And I've got the Three of Cups. I know this card says abundance, but in most tarot depictions, it will show three women kind of partying in the image. Okay? So thinking that tarot normally depicts three women in the image having a party, that is very symbolic for what's been going on. That there's been a lot of women. And here it comes crashing down for him. We've got the Tower. Oh, his goose is cooked, okay? This is at the foundation. Everything is coming down. He built this big, tall tower of power. He's got that nice trust fund, right? And he had a nice position, and it's all coming down. And the High Priestess is about secrets, okay? And she seems to be having his secrets coming out. So that is all coming out. Let's see what's going on. There you go. We got the wealth card. See, this is the thing. You know, he's a rich guy and everything. Oh, I can't get you guys back. There we go. So he's a rich guy and things like that. He's got all this money. He's got power. He's got wealth. So he thinks he can buy women and things like that. Okay? So, yeah. You know, so he's most likely paying these women. Okay. Especially with that Three of Cups. And this is him. I've got the Knight of Wands. So he's just, you know, that sexual energy and things like that. I can see that. I'll have to look up if he's a fire sign. But definitely just kind of rushing in. You can see a lot of fire and energy with that. You know, with that energy. You know, he's kind of a fierce person. And then I've got the card Love. So I kind of look at this. This is the Two of Cups. So I see him trying to have friendly exchanges with women. And with that 17-year-old, he may have even faked a little bit of love. But we've got that works thing here. Okay, that's about deals. That's about partnerships. So we made a deal, an exchange. And you could see that. Oh, yes, you could see that in the case of prostitution. You know, let's make a deal. Let me have sex with you. I'll give you money. You bet. You bet. But I wonder if this 17-year-old really cared about him. There you go. At the crown, which is all visible. The Lust card. There you go. And I had a feeling this card was going to pop up. I was pretty damn sure of it. So we got a little lust problem, Matt. Let's kind of see what's going to be coming up. See, this is the thing. I've got the Success card. You know, he's trying to be successful. And he's got all this money. This is Six of Pentacles. But the Six of Pentacles, let me fix you guys again, is about giving gifts to beggars. Very often they are giving a gift. Okay? So, he's giving money. There you go. There you go. He's looking real bad, guys. This is looking real bad. But we've also got the Failure card. So, his little game that he had going on with these women, especially the 17-year-old, you know, he's in big trouble here. All that money was dirty money. Okay, you just can't do stuff like this. You can't do stuff like this. So in his position is the Ace of Cups. So I kind of feel like, you know what, this is a guy who really is full of himself. Okay, he's full of himself and he thinks he could just have anything he wants. He can fill his cup full of money and sex and power and everything. He's in love with himself. He thinks he's God's gift and everything. And he got the Ace of Swords that can be representative as well of power. So we've got two aces in his position. And yes, he was given a power position. He should respect it and so forth. And we've got that Prince of Discs. You know, once again, you know, that younger, he's not really younger, but to me, I guess he would be, you know, male with that money and so forth. And he's stubborn. Notice that Taurus there. We've got that stubborn Taurus. And there you go. That's the one I was wondering about. We've got the Page of Pentacles, who could be a young girl for me. Notice it's a Pentacle card. She was given money. Pentacles, money. There you go. There you go. He definitely paid that 17-year-old. But I've got that Completion card. His game is over. His game is over. What's going to happen to him? Well, I've got that Four of Pentacles. That's the Power card. He might, I hate to say it, guys. I know you would like to, yeah, I've got the Victory card. I feel he's probably going to buy his way out of it. So if you're thinking there's going to be a conviction or anything, he's probably going to buy his way out of it. I'll be straight with you. I'll be straight with you. It's real hard to nail these guys. It's real hard to nail these guys. Interesting though. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, no, let me come back down. Not necessarily. I feel, looking at this, I just drew two other cards. Okay, he's got a lot of power and money and influence. It may take a while, but look what I drew. Look at what I drew for the outcome as well next to power. Eight of Swords, which is a threat of jail, and the Ruin card. His reputation is ruined. He's going to try to use his power and influence to try to stop this. But ultimately, what covers that is the possibility of jail, Eight of Swords. I can see that for my jail. And the card Ruin. He just might actually go down for it. But I feel this is going to be, looking at that, because I still got that Victory card, okay? I think, though, now that I look at the Victory card, let me show you guys it in a, hold on one sec. Let me find it. Yeah, let's just do the Rider-Waite. Let me show you the traditional for those who don't know. Give me a second. There it is. I found it right away. See how he looks like he's returning from a journey? He looks all proud. He's being adored by the crowd. He's always been an ego guy. This is Six of Wands. Okay, he's like kind of full of himself and everything. Look what I've done. He's real proud of his accomplishment and everything. So I have a feeling he may skate by for a little bit, but there's going to be something that nips it in the bud. I feel he's going to almost get away with it, you know, with his money and his power and friends in high places, okay? Because you got to remember he's an ally of Trump, okay? He is an ally. He really stuck with Trump through the whole time. But I feel that something's going to give where just the evidence might be too overwhelming. Like, are they going to get that 17-year-old to talk? And that's what I'm kind of wondering. Because she does show up in the layout. And I just drew the Emperor. So that makes me feel the Republican Party, you know, they definitely want to protect him. They're going to stand by his side the whole time. But with Ruin and the Eight of Swords next to each other, his power may only go so far. It's covering it over. So I have a feeling he could get in some deep trouble. I have a feeling he's going to... See, at first I thought, oh my God. But I feel like the Victory card, Spirit wanted me to look at the original Rider-Waite, where he's full of ego. I got this. I'll figure this out. You know, kind of like that. But this is not going to escape his history. Okay? People, there's too much stuff that's coming out here. Apple Pay, dude. I mean, you're paying women with Apple Pay. The evidence that, you know, how are you going to... Their hotels, their dining, their food, cash. Okay? Come on, man. That looks bad. So, yeah, I think his goose is cooked as far as it... But I don't feel it's going to be right away. Okay? I feel that it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. No, I do not think he will step down. I do not feel that's going to happen. So if any of you, I know there are people that maybe even telling him to do that. I don't feel that's going to happen. I don't feel the dude will step down. But that in the outcome is especially to see both of these side by side like that. And a cover power makes me feel he's done his history and stuff like that. And at least as far as getting elected again, I would be very shocked. Because people don't like you messing with young girls, 17-year-old. They think of their daughters. You know, they think of, hey, I've got a 17-year-old daughter. That would be really gross if a 38-year-old man was paying her for sex. I don't like that stuff. You know, people don't like stuff like that. So yeah, it looks real bad for him and stuff like that. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be happy about it on the Democratic Party as far as the dirt coming out. I just drew the happiness card. So that makes me feel that there are people that are glad, because he's always been an ass, that the truth is coming out. Really, my feel is, I feel it's very unfortunate, because just somebody with power, somebody with a trust fund, somebody was born with a silver spoon in his mouth is using people like this. This is very sad and pathetic. And, it's a very unfortunate thing. And, for the party that is supposed to be against human trafficking, and then one of their own, who is a major Trump supporter, is the one behind it, it's pretty disgusting. So he's guilty, guys. Okay. He's lust. He's guilty. Okay. He's guilty. He was paying them. Okay. And his tower is coming crashing down. And the very first card, he is the betrayer, and he left evidence behind. He left evidence behind. It's all right there. He's guilty. But will the court see him guilty? That's the big thing. But I do feel it will go to court. It looks like it and everything. So definitely the threat is there. But I don't feel his reputation will ever survive this. Hope you enjoy my read.